This is StiltzkinKupo84 with Captain Fan Gamer TV, and I'm showing you how easy it is now to basically beat this Grand Dragon across the floor. I mean, yeah, he can still hit our guys with physical attacks, and he can still drop them in one hit, but we're not afraid of his Thundaga anymore. We have ability up learned on all our people. We have auto reflect learning now on the second person, so it's double the Thundaga being blasted in his face. Honestly, this is like easy for us to beat now. I'm actually kind of sad that it was a single target Thundaga, because we could have went ahead and healed Zidane with the coral ring that he's wearing. I mean, it's a loss to us now. The only reason we're jumping with Freya is so that she doesn't get... oh, just like that, so she doesn't get targeted with the physical attack. And that's the only reason. So really, we're just now... we're saving Vivi's attacks for Blizzara, and they're really secondary now, because as you're going to see, we're going to have Thundaga cast on, I think, on everybody. Nope, just on Zidane. Okay. So we're going to have a chance to have 3 frog drops on this Grand Dragon before we put another Ether on Quina. Because Mighty Guard now is sort of irrelevant. I mean, yeah, it'll keep us from getting dropped in one hit if we have it up, but the MP cost is so high that we can't even feasibly keep it up for that long. And, you know, it's easier to just throw a Phoenix down at it. I mean, we can afford 99 of them. We have somewhere just south of 99 of them. I mean, just let them fall. Why worry about Mighty Guard at this point in the game? We have reduced the Grand Dragon to that much of a trivial matter. And for such a mighty beast to fall so easily, you start to wonder, am I invincible? Well, let me tell you, no, you are not invincible. Because we are not yet able to withstand the Garuda. The Garuda has fire magic, Firaga, as we've seen, and we don't have any equipment yet that drinks Firaga magic. So all we have is our auto reflect. And now that we have 2 people with auto reflect, I mean, that's kind of cool. Oh, here's a friendly monster. Here's a friendly monster that wants something that we can't even give it yet. Wants a lapis lazuli. We're supposed to be able to go into our items and take out some sort of a gem called a lapis lazuli, but all we have right now is ore. So, I mean, I could try to give him that, but, I mean, as you'll see, it's gonna fail. He's just going to keep saying lapis lazuli, so let's attack him. Erg! So, we'll be running into that friendly monster a lot as we run around in this forest. We'll be very acquainted with him, especially if we don't learn White Wind right off the bat here. I'm sort of hoping that we do learn White Wind right off the bat, so that like as a fluke thing, I guess. But I mean, Firaga is going to decimate anyone who doesn't have Reflect on. Oh, and Stop too. Stop means that they can stop each other. So of course we can go ahead and where auto reflect all we want, we can say, oh, well, they're just going to cast Firaga on each other until they kill themselves, and we'll have Queen eat them. But that's not the truth of the matter. They might just cast Stop on each other. Okay, so now he's going for somebody who doesn't have auto reflect on, so... Oh, I thought Zidane was just going to straight up die. I'm sort of surprised that he didn't. So Queen... Oh, I think Queen went after the wrong Garuda. That's... Oh, so we can cast Slow. We can cast Slow on a Garuda anyway. That'll be good. That'll give us time to beat on it a little. Oh, and I keep attacking the Garuda that's stopped right now. That's not good. So Stop is basically in Final Fantasy IX. Stop is like it's basically like a petrification that you can't cure. There is no item to cure Stop. So I'm gonna have Zidane attack this Garuda, and we're just hoping to... we killed it. Crap. So it's gonna be this, you know, this game of how many how good of a feel can we get for how these Garudas attack? How good of a feel can we get for how many times we can attack the Garudas and not kill them and bring them just to the brink of death? So it's gonna be like a pretty big gamble, actually, in order to get White Wind. And it takes patience. And I'll give anybody that gripe if they want to, you know, call that issue. It does take a lot of patience to teach Quina all of her blue magic abilities. I'm never going to say that it didn't. You know, but the fact is, these blue abilities are so overpowered. Especially having them all be on one character is just insanely powerful. Oh, so we've got Garudas looking the other way now. So I'm going to go ahead and slow one of them. We can attack that one. We can attack Zidane. Well, we should maybe Mighty Guard. We should maybe Mighty Guard. Because of course we don't know exactly what they're going to throw at us. Firaga on the whole party. We'll probably just kill the whole party. We're looking at seriously maiming this Garuda here. Arrow Slash is going to take out Freya, so that's one less attack we'll get on that Garuda. Let's eat it, come on. Please don't die. Oh, they stopped it. So he stopped his partner. We're damaging his partner. Hopefully... let's do slow. Yep, we learned White Wind off of that stopped Garuda. That's great. That's wonderful. So, being that I have learned White Wind so quickly in this inflation of levels, I thought maybe level 50 or something. I've learned White Wind on the small side of level 30, and I think I'm going to keep that. I don't think I'm going to go back and grind AP for all of the abilities that I have. I don't think I'm going to redo that grind. I think I'm going to go ahead and save that. Oh, it's going to kill itself for us. Wonderful. Now when it stops itself, we don't get the XP for it. I think we still get the AP for it, though. We get the AP for the one that we did kill, too. And the XP for the one that we did kill, so... Great. Wow, so we have that ability. And... yeah. That's just nuts right now that we have that ability. I've known this to be an incredibly frustrating ability to get. So it restores HP of all party members. I'm gonna go ahead and tent and show you how useful this ability can be on a Grand Dragon. Then possibly at the end of the Grand Dragon fight we'll be about level 30 or 31 or something like that, and then, you know, that's sufficiently low enough level for me to say, why not roll with it? You know? I mean, yeah, 10 levels is 10 levels, but, I mean, we're not gonna learn AP that fast any other way. And this gives us a chance to have Garnet and Steiner catch up to the level 30 mark with the rest of them. So I don't see much of a problem. Let's do Dragon. We'll do Rice's Wind. We'll do Blue Magic, and as you notice, now that we've gained so many levels, we have the ability to cast Mighty Guard almost twice now. If Queen had 128 MP, we could cast it twice before refilling her. So, I mean, this is sort of the sweet spot. Everybody's got over 1,000 HP, even Vivi, who for the whole game has been dragging, now has decent HP. We've got 2 Thundagas going right back at the Grand Dragon. We've got 2 people being healed by the Thundaga. We're set. We're made men here. And I guess women, you know, if women are watching, I sure hope our daughters are at least watching. So, yeah, we're literally taking this dragon to the ropes right now. There's nothing this dragon can do to us with Thundaga that's going to scare us at all. He can't single target it, he can't multi-target it. It doesn't mean anything to us. He can't cast Venom on us because we have antibody on everybody. That physical attack right there is the only thing dangerous he can do to us. And he can only do that to one person at a time. And his AI script is set up to where he won't do that consecutively. Normally. I mean, I've seen him do it consecutively, but those are like outliers. That's not a normal scripted thing. So we have, you can see we have Mighty Guard keeping Freya from dying, and we have the Rice's Wind coming up behind, regenerating Freya. So this is the point at which the combination of Mighty Guard and Rice's Wind becomes nigh unbeatable, and there's nothing standing in our way anymore from just taking all the Grand Dragon heads that we want. And we don't even need that many of them at this point in time. It's just for leveling up our party and making us big and bulky. We won't even really need Grand Dragon kills until later, when Freya gets an ability called Dragon's Crest. And that ability is powered up by the number of times that by the number of Grand Dragons that have been killed in the game on your save file. So it has nothing to do with her stats, magic, or strength, or anything like that. It's literally, it's like Queena's Frog Drop and Zidane's Thievery. It's based on how many of a thing you do in the game. On Zidane, it's the Thievery skill is increased by how many steals you perform in the game, and for Quina, obviously the Frog Drop is increased by the number of frogs you have gained in the game. The ones that you've caught at the Cruise Marsh. Now I forgot to show you what I meant to show you in that battle, which was the White Wind. And I'll go ahead and do that now because, geez, I just got my memory back on what that whole battle was for. White Wind is pretty awesome. Oh, but it's not going to do anything, because Quina right now has 1 MP, or 1 HP. So we sort of need to switch up our alignment here. We need to give Quina a Coral Ring so that the Thundaga will heal her all the way up full, so that we can show what White Wind does. Actually, I think it's better this way. I think we want to see what White Wind does when your HP is really low. Yeah, let's do that. Zidane's gonna throw a high potion over there, and even having the high potion, the 455 under him, Quina's attack is still gonna be really low. I mean, Quina's healing ability with White Wind is still gonna be really low. But I think you'll see that now with 998 hit points, oh dang, I guess we have to revive Zidane over there, and we have enough Thundagas returning back to the Grand Dragon that we can take Vivi off of attack for now, and we have another White Wind to spend. So that Thundaga probably will heal Zidane right back up to full. But if it hadn't, just watch what White Wind will do. Now that Quina has 989 HP, White Wind will heal 989 HP. Oh, well, no, it's not exactly 1 for 1, but and maybe it's half of whatever the HP is. Honestly, I forget, but I know that the higher Quina's HP is when White Wind is cast, the more effectively it heals the rest of the group. So, you know, thus ends that tutorial. Basically, White Wind is a thing that you want to cast when Quina has been hurt a little bit, you know, down between the 50% and 75% of his HP, sort of a range there, and then you're golden. If you've got Rice's Wind rocking, you're getting regenerated, and you've got Mighty Guard rocking, and you're getting your sustained damage halved, then you add on White Wind. Oh my gosh. You can top off every round. You're regenerating constantly. Later on we'll have an auto haste spell. I mean, we'll just be borderline unkillable. And it all starts with learning to use Rice's Wind right next to Mighty Guard, and then layering White Wind on top of that. We're becoming such pros right now that I am gonna actually just have to stop, just so that I don't over level, so that I don't gimp my last two characters that we meet in the game any more than I actually have to. I really had a goal to get White Wind before the next beat in the story, and that's what I've done. We have ability up learned on Quina now, which is awesome. We have, I think, obtained level 31 with everybody. Yup, so if we happen to go against an enemy that has level 5 death, which I doubt it, not at this point in the game, but you know, nothing's ever impossible, I guess. However, yeah, even if we did come up to an enemy like that, now we're level 31, now we're not susceptible to level 5 death. This is a perfect part in the story, I think, to go ahead with what was planned. And, I'm definitely going to leave the coral rings on until I get off of Popo's Heights and away from these darn dragons. Let's see. Beast Killer, Dead Killer, and maybe Devil Killer, I guess. I'm not sure which one is the most important right now. Add status. Just cuz. I don't even think Vivi has a status on the weapon that he has right now. And if he does, then I don't think it's anything that remarkable. We have all of the... Ah, that's right, because, yeah, because she hasn't learned from the fairy rings yet. I don't even think she has a status on her weapon either. Yeah, if she doesn't have a status on her weapon, I'm not gonna... I'd rather just leave him out. Let's see what their weapons have. As far as add status, we got darkness here. Got fire. No status. No status. We do have petrify on the needle fork, so... And if we have Quina attack something with the needle fork, and if it causes petrify, then we will get robbed of the XP. We'll still get all the AP. So that's another thing you can do if you want to make sure you win the AP off of the Grand Dragons or off of, well, I guess anything in the game, is you can just use Quina as a walking petrification stick. Make sure you never damage any of the enemies with anything other than a physical attack from Quina, and you know that you're playing the odds. Maybe Quina will petrify him before she kills them straight out with damage. Maybe not. So that's a way to mitigate some level creep that you may be experiencing while trying to get mad AP on all of your learned skills here. I really want to get out of here and get to Gizmo Luxurado. Good, I'm glad we were able to, because, man. Now, the only bad thing is I bought 99 Phoenix Downs, and now I have basically blown my entire wad on Phoenix Downs and tents because I had anticipated the worst could happen, and it didn't. So, I mean, we're really low on ethers. It's not like we could keep that up forever. I guess we'll just deal with having a lot of Phoenix Downs for a while. If we get to a point where we really need a whole lot of money, we can sell some of our Phoenix Downs back for half value, even though that really makes my skin crawl just thinking about all the money that we lost there. Ugh. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna equip these guys differently because I don't want them wearing the coral rings anymore. They all know what's up with the coral rings. Zidane can go back to learning off of his fairy earrings. And Freya, ooh, Freya is the one person I think who can use the Maiden's Ring real well, so we'll let her do that. Perhaps. Should I have... I should probably have Freya learn something. I should probably have Freya learn off the power belt, because that's something that we're going to want Zidane to learn off later. And we don't want to create a huge bottleneck where we have two of our characters at once trying to learn the same thing off the same item. So I'm going to go ahead and put the power belt on Freya. Because she's got ability up, she'll learn that fast. It'll be 85 divided by 2. It'll be like 43 AP that we need to get to grind that out. And by that time, Zidane will have almost learned level up on the fairy earrings. So that checks out. As far as Vivi doesn't need anything anymore. Let's see, raises winged attack, wind damage reduced, absorbs ice elemental attack. I mean, Vivi's got the ice going for him right now. I just really, really love the glass buckle. We don't have wind damage with Vivi right now. Raises earth element attack. We don't have earth element attack with Vivi right now either. Like, why couldn't they have given us a you know, a fire add-on and a another, like a thunder add-on? We just have, all we have is a Magus hat here, which does raises the ice element attack. We could have used flame, we could have used thunder. You dropped the ball, Square Enix. Oh well. Enough beating on them about it. Okay, so we got everything on here that we need to be on here. Do we have a wind attack with Queena? Or an ice attack with Queena? I know we have a water attack with Queena because we have an Aqua Lung. We only have a reduction hat. We don't have an increased water damage hat. Raises Earth. Okay, well, who knows? But this is definitely the loadout I want to go with to teach some AP from here on out. So, I don't want to grind out a whole bunch of levels. That being the case, I think it's going to be a matter of just, I guess we'll go back to the King Ed Uranus Plains here, and we'll go to that healing spring, so we're using less items to heal up our party. I mean, I can grind around there for AP. No problem. Let's see what we got going on in Coos Marsh. I'm going to save outside of Coos Marsh because of the mechanic where every time you check in to a Coos Marsh, it forces a time decision to happen on the frogs. So if you were, like, every 15 minutes or so, a time decision is supposed to happen, and if you were 14 minutes into the next time period, then you forced a decision to happen based on the last 15 minutes that occurred, not the 14 minutes that occurred just now. So we'll see. What I want to see is 8 frogs. I don't even care if they're all mature. I don't even care if they're all if they're golden, or if they're I don't care. I just want 8 frogs. And here we go. Yes. This is awesome. There's a golden frog there. It kind of like almost makes me want to cry that we need to catch it. I don't really want to because it slows down the frog growth so much, but we sort of need to get it because our next milestone that we have to hit is 8 frogs away from the last milestone that we hit. So we kind of have to be a big fat fatty and just eat all the frogs in the pond. There's going to be a point in the game where the milestones are so far apart that you can't get from one milestone to the other based off of one pond full of frogs. So at that point you can afford to start just letting frogs pile up, leave a gold frog behind, make sure you figure out what the gender is, and leave the opposite gender of green frog there. And yeah, I mean, you'll start getting frogs roll through like crazy, and you'll be doing frog drops for 9,999 before you even know it. But in order to get to that point, you've got to get to a point in the story where you have, you know, a sea ship or an airship or some kind of a vessel where you can visit all 4 of them. You come far a long way of gourmand, I give you this. Silver fork, great. So the silver fork is something I'll show you here. We can't even really access the main menu until Queen is done catching. So what that is, the Silver Fork is actually nothing but an attack increase. It still teaches High Tide. Oh, we've traded the Petrification on the Needle Fork for a slow status on the Silver Fork. So if you wanted to XP grind and you didn't want to have your enemies turn to stone and get their AP without getting their XP, then your Silver Fork is good for that. Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, the Silver Fork is good for casting slow on things that you want to eat. So this actually helps Quina learn blue magic better. And of course now we can go into ability. We could add status because slow is a status that we sort of want to be able to inflict on people. We're not going to need auto-reflect on her either. Where we're going, yeah, we're not going to need that so bad. We're going to need these body temp and things like this even more, so perhaps I might even take add status off just so that we can get body temp equipped there. When you're going through the story, there's so many different enemies and there's an assortment that you don't want to have to sit there and consult every 5 minutes with a different guide to figure out what you need to be protected against. You just sort of want to know, you know? So, we have a lot of potions, and it wouldn't be such a bad thing if we used a bunch of them at this point. Let's see. Well, dang, that's alright. So Frey doesn't have body temp, and that's why we have extra ability points. She will. She'll have body temp after she learns, what is it? Counter. Yeah. So that's cool. So we now have the Silver Fork. We now have White Wind. We have optimized our Blue Mage. We have gained 11, 12 levels actually, since the last story beat that we went through. And now, so that was 23 frogs where we got the Silver Fork. The next one in the schedule is 33 frogs, so that's 10. So that means that, you know, we won't possibly be able to get the Bistro Fork until we visited 2 more Qu's Marshes in the world. So literally, for the rest of the game, there's no more need to eat all of the frogs in the pond that you come across. So, any golden frogs that we find from here on out, we will not be eating those. We'll be leaving those. And we will be making sure that we figure out what the sex of that golden frog is. And we'll be making sure we leave a green frog with that golden frog of the opposite sex. So they can reproduce faster and give us more frogs faster, and we'll get 99 frogs faster. We'll get the ultimate weapon for Quina, the Gastro Fork, faster, and we'll be getting 9,099 max damage on Frog Drop, the Blue Mage ability, faster. So, alright, well, aside from the fact that I have a lot of AP left to learn on some of these equipments, we have no reason that we couldn't continue with the storyline at this point. So it just, you know, it makes me nervous, I guess. Because I typically want to sit here and grind out all the AP on all of the different equipments that I have. And I typically don't want to advance in the story until I've learned everything. Because who knows when you'll come across a synthesis shop where you have to synthesize something and you haven't learned the ability off it yet, and that's a drag. So, we really do kind of need some softs, but we really do kind of need to save our money for the next cotton robe trick. So, oh hello, Pantera, something Pantera. Hello. Thanks for being a viewer. I'm gonna go ahead, go to this healing spring. We'll grind out AP here. Yay, who needs ether? Who needs potions or high potions now? Alright, so I can save and continue to grind AP to my heart's content before moving on to the next story beat, which, I mean, if I had to do right now, I can honestly tell you I am not scripted, I am not prepared for that story beat. Because we learned White Wind a lot quicker and a lot sooner than I thought we would. And we were able to get those frogs a lot, to grow a lot faster than I thought we would. So I'm really happy with this video. Thanks for watching. This is StiltzkinKupo84 with Cat and Fam Gamer TV. This is my daughter's channel. She wants to be the video game prodigy, so go ahead and like and subscribe, hit the notification button if that's what makes you happy, because I can tell you that is what makes her happy. And you know, my goal in life is to see that she attains her dreams. So please give my daughter all the support that you can, and I will see you maybe in about an hour. If not, I'll see you tomorrow night. So, see you next time, guys. Thanks.